All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to our first episode of May I Vent. My name is Michelle, and this is my cousin Brianna, my wonderful co-host. So we're going to be talking about everything that, as millennials, we go through. I actually hate the term millennials.
I fucking can't stand it.
But it actually really does apply because if you look at all the things that we go through, how we feel about certain things, kind of are very similar in a nutshell. So we're going to be talking about anything from work to relationships, which for me, it's awful. So yeah, I mean, anything that you guys are going through, please feel free to share it with us in the comments. If you want anything that for us to touch on, definitely add that in there as well. But like I said, working, dating, mental health. I think that that's actually a very important topic to talk about. Probably not necessarily right now.
Yeah, no.
But
I'll give you some free tips. Yeah, exactly. I have to give you tips from my therapist. We're working through a lot of things.
I had to cancel therapy because I wasn't making commission right now because of COVID. So I was like, all right, well, mental health not on the priority list.
No.
And
Which is another thing when you talk about COVID.
Yeah.
Reckless ass behavior.
Yep. So I guess today, a couple of things that we want to talk about. One being obviously what everyone's discussing at this point is the Jada and Will
Where's
video.
my popcorn? I wish I had some.
I do. I thought about making a snack. But
I know. No,
I
don't
do it.
Yeah. We don't need
I was
a
going to
snack.
make some chips real quick. I'm just real hungry. So for me, I didn't see all of August's video.
You didn't watch the whole thing?
No, I just saw the clips on Shade Rooms. Maybe you could fill me in on what August said. I just know what Jada and Will said.
He basically was like, he said that he got permission from Will, that they were in a relationship for like 2 years or something, and
that's a lot of permission.
Yeah, okay. They were in a whole relationship, and that like Will knew about it. He was totally cool with it, and like they were like together and in love. And then Jada basically was like, nah. She put a Mariah Carey, like, I don't know you, like.
Sorry to this man.
Yes, sorry to this man.
I don't know who this man is.
Seriously, she like did not. Why do I look like Michael Jackson? Just dark skin. I feel like I do.
Dark skin friend look like Michael Jackson. Got a light skin friend look like Michael Jackson. Nobody wants to look like Michael Jackson.
No, because he has that pointy nose. I can't.
I remember when Michael Jackson died. I worked at SeaWorld, and I tried to go home early. I was like, I need to go be with my mom. She's real sad. And they're like, if you don't get back to work.
I took off work when Paul Walker died.
I didn't, but I should have. I was real upset.
I was distraught for 3 days. I cried in my bed. Like, I was so upset because he's my crush.
Yeah, I know when people ask me now, who's your celebrity crush? I feel bad because I don't have one. And back then I had plenty.
I still say Paul Walker. First soul.
Yeah, he was a beautiful man.
He was, and such a sweet soul.
Where was this going?
Oh, yes. Augustine, and...
You cannot get nobody's name right.
Augustine and Jada.
Sizzly giggly. It's August Alsina.
Oh.
Not Augustine.
August Alsina.
August Alsina. I'm not like an idiot if that's wrong.
I don't like that name.
That's still his name.
Okay, but it's too close. August Alsina. It's like, August, I'll see you soon.
All right, moving on. So, okay, so you said basically they were in a 2-year relationship. Jada kind of like shrugged it off, like, this is enough for me, bro.
Yeah, and then she tried to like, so then she was like, no, I was never in a relationship with him. And then finally she came out and was like, oh, we were in an entanglement. An entanglement.
I've seen that all over social media.
Yeah, and then Will was like, no, like, what's an entanglement? Like, say what it is. And then he was like, it's a relationship. Y'all were in a relationship. And then they try to say, like, oh, they were done, which we know that they weren't done.
Okay, so that's the part that I want to touch on because I'm having this conversation with some of my friends, and I think it's hilarious because if you watch the video, I'm not saying I'm the best judge of character. Some of my dating habits will probably say otherwise, but I think I pick up on certain things that maybe most people won't. And I'm looking at the video, and I feel like Jada and Will were both like baiting each other.
They were.
Like, oh, but I was done with your ass. Yeah, you were done. You weren't done.
And first of all, you're not about to sit on TV talking about, well, I was done with your ass. No, the hell you weren't.
Well, that's the thing. They planned this conversation.
And then they were like, bad marriage for life.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was so
They
corny.
should have cut that out.
Yeah, because it's like, how did you know that they were going to say bad marriage?
I didn't think about that.
How did you know that?
Well,
I was going to say bad boys for life.
Well, that's a good point.
How did you know bad marriage? Or why not like bad choices for life.
So let me tell you, if you need somebody to do some investigating, this is your girl.
I am.
That makes sense because I didn't even realize like they didn't really miss a beat. They literally said bad marriage.
They
for
said
life.
yeah,
Did they
and then
together.
Yeah, they said bad marriage for life, and they fist bump at the same time. First of all, unless you typically do fist bumping, it's very tough to get the knuckles aligned. That's the fact. Try it right now. See, okay, that was a good one. But that's also because we are on sync.
We're in sync. We're like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we do feel like as a unit, clearly, that was scripted.
So scripted, and they are just. And I didn't like either that she lied. Why say that y'all weren't in a relationship when you knew that you were in a relationship with this man? Did you think that like people weren't gonna like go and do dating? And then on top of that, she said that she was in a relationship with them.
When he first came out with this?
Yeah, she was like, that's not true. We're never in a relationship. Like my family we were there like as a family unit to help you with your mental illness.
Oh, and then she decided to tell the truth.
See,
so me, you lose credibility. Just tell the truth at the beginning.
Just tell the fucking truth at the beginning. And then on top of that,
I'm too honest.
Why on earth was he like coming to like the family, hanging out, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm gonna hang out. He's the same age as Jada.
Because they're swingers. So like to me, that's. I think it's cute that they got on the same page and they were like, look, this is what we're going to say so that the public doesn't know that we're still freaky and swingers. Because they are. Will's gay. I'm sorry. I think Will Smith is fine as hell, but Will is gay. I might have missed a couple things. Some things have gotten past. Some things went right by you, girl. But for the most part, I can pick it up. I'm like, nah, they got a little edge to them, which I'm okay with. I dabbled in that. I feel like that shouldn't go on the air. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't feel like. So I know for a fact that they. I don't know.
For us to show up to dinner, Sharon, and not productive at all.
No, I haven't ate all day. Not at all.
I got nothing in my stomach.
I haven't had anything since yesterday, and I wasn't full then either.
I was so full.
I was not full.
I was so mad about the way our spicy crab stuff tasted. I was like, I knew I shouldn't have got the bread. I got it. Got received. So that's another thing. As far as millennials, like I feel dumb as hell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like we're blessed with very intelligent friends around us.
Yeah,
but I don't feel like we're the sharpest in the group.
No, but yeah. So okay. So they're book smart. We're also I'm book smart. I'm book smart. Our friends are book smart. You're more street smart.
Yeah.
But you've always between the two of us, like I've been like the one that's like in, like, you know what I mean? Like smart wise.
What do you mean?
Like, so you've always, what are you trying to say? So, like I feel like you've always been the one that was like street smart, like could figure, you know what I mean? Like wouldn't get hustled as you, like I could easily get hustled.
Yeah. That's facts. So for me, this is just literally for me personally. I feel like now that I've graduated college and I'm in my career, and I do this because that's another topic for another time. In this realm where I'm like, okay, I'm older, I've done everything I was quote unquote supposed to do. I don't really seek more knowledge. I'm starting to change that, but it's because I guess the world is so draining. And so by the time I'm done with work and done with whatever extracurricular activities I have,
extracurricular, you're not in high school.
They're still extracurricular.
They're not extracurricular.
What are they called then? What do you call them?
A curricular goes with your curriculum.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not book smart. I didn't know that.
You don't have a curriculum. You just have a life.
No, I got that. I picked it up when you said the last time. That's what I'm saying. I'm not book smart.
It's okay though.
So maybe that's not a millennial problem. Maybe that's a Michelle problem.
Yeah.
Because, and the funny thing is, I was like top 10% of my class. I graduated
like John Jay though.
I'm starting to feel like you're coming for me a little bit. Getting a little defensive. I did go to John Jay. I guess that's not saying much. I was on a full academic scholarship. Whatever. Please get that shit understood. Listen, I don't care that I went to Jay. It still mattered that I was top 10%. But yeah, no. So anyways, long story short, as a millennial, I feel like I haven't really fully applied myself in areas that I could have and should have. Because once I was done with school, I was like, we're out.
I wish I would have started my career sooner.
I can understand that.
Like, I definitely feel like I wish I would have, like...
You're not missing anything.
No. But, like, because right now, like, simple shit, I feel like that I should already kind of be used to. It's
like
so
Microsoft.
hard. PowerPoint.
Excuse me.
Teams meeting. Like now it's like real life shit, and I'm sitting here like this is so tough. Like I literally,
It's so hard.
we're on a conference call, and I was like yawning so hard, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not."
I'm working full time for the
Exactly,
first time
like,
in my life.
For the first time in my life, and then it's like working from home, so you're working even harder. It's just a big fucking mess. And on top of that, I don't like that people feel like once you're 30, like you need to have it all figured out.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, so you say you wish you started your career sooner. I started mine way sooner, and I'm still in a place where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's actually very important too to touch on the expectations that I think people put on millennials for us to have everything figured out and to be already set in our career, be married, have kids, and I think that we all have our own time that's set out for us. I'm more alcohol. Clearly.
No, I hear what you're saying. I do. And I feel like millennials too, we have like this bad rap of like not wanting to work hard.
Like we don't want to work for what y'all are trying to pay.
Yeah, and I'm a very big believer in work smart, work harder, work smarter. Work smarter.
Yeah,
not harder.
That's the book smart cousin. Yep. Mm-hmm. Work smarter, not harder. You don't want to work at all.
I don't. I can't do it.
So talk
It's
about
too
that.
tough.
I know we were going to talk about the other things that we had just mentioned, but I think that's important too to talk about where it's okay to go on your own path. So like I'll be honest with you. When you were a stay-at-home mom back in the day, I felt
Back in the day.
Well, now you're at work.
Last year.
Last year, when you were a stay-at-home mom, like I felt not a certain way, obviously, towards myself, but just I had a view of it that has since changed.
Yeah.
So like back then, I was like I felt like you didn't have real life, we couldn't relate to each other. You know what I mean? And then we would have conversations about I'm so tired because of this, and I'm like, well, bitch, I'm at work all day. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then when I've been around a child for about an hour, I'm like,
Yo, when you're around Brooklyn, remember that one time
So
she was hiding and you forgot that she was hiding?
I forgot.
And then she was like hiding in plain sight, and then you were like, I can see you. And I said, my poor baby's afraid of the dark.
I didn't know. I don't know how they play games.
She was not able to go in that room. She was so afraid. She was like, you have to just pretend you can't see me.
I forgot. Yeah, I didn't know. I had to pretend. I wasn't sure. I don't have kids. I don't have a fish. I don't have a dog. Like, that I'm that millennial. I'm very set in my selfish ways. But it's funny that the more that we've communicated over the years, I've realized that although our experiences are different, they're both very valuable. You know what I mean?
For sure. Like, because even still, with working like full time and like now, obviously like working full time and like having to take care of both of them, I'm like, oh my god. Like,
I can learn that stuff. I saw this meme sorry to cut you off, but I saw this meme that said, you either during a pandemic have a child or have a job. It's cruel to have both. And I was like, yo, I agree. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's so, and then now they're not even wanting to open up the fucking schools. They're like, oh, she can
open this bitch up.
Yeah, they're like, she can go 2 days out of the week. Nah. Do. Like,
She's
y'all
fine.
about to like, seriously.
So you're not worried about her catching COVID?
I think it's about survival of the fittest.
I think let's throw her out there and see what happens. Okay.
No.
You might get a little backlash on you.
I'm definitely going to get, they're going to be like, you're a bad mom. I know these duties. I digress. But I do feel like it's a lot. Like having to like work the whole thing and then you're like, oh, now I have to like watch. Now you want me to not only work, but also be a part-time teacher. So you want me to take on a part-time job.
For no pay.
For no pay.
And so much misery.
If y'all don't come get these kids.
I feel that. No.
Yeah, no, but that's like my thought process on it. I'm just like, y'all need to take these kids to school. I get it. It's like not safe and everything else. And I get
not safe. She might get sick, whatever.
No, and I get that. Like it's a thing, right? Because it's like you don't want her to be in a spot that's like not safe, but at the same time, it's like, do we want a house? Who's gonna pay for
me? Want somewhere to live?
Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna pay for?
That's kind of funny that you bring that up because as a kid, my mom always told me like to live. I think we've got so much good stuff to share eventually as we progress into this podcast. Because my mom, even as I was growing up, and it's no secret that we grew up in different situations. And my mom always told me like live below your means so that you can have more. Mm-hmm. So like we lived obviously in the mobile home. but I got a car at 15. Like I crashed that car, got another car the same day. Like I always had everything that I needed and I couldn't understand the concept. So it's just funny that you say what you say because it's like, do you want a house? Because I gotta go to work. And I feel that so much because in this, I've never had to make so many choices in my life to where it's like, this could change your whole life.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Which route do you want to go? And that's a little stressful. I think that might be contributing to like my mental health status.
No, yeah, it's super stressful. Like, because it's like, all right, make a true decision, right? So it's like they want to send the kids to school 2 days out of the week, but it's like, well, what do I do with the other 3 days? You know?
Who wants her on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday?
Exactly. So I'm like,
yeah, no.
So then it's like, what happens in that situation? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's the thing. I think we just have to do it. And I think that's where millennials mess up. Is because, like, if you think about our parents, they love to say, all my life I had to fight and work 30 years to
I love Hoppo, but I'll shoot him dead.
My mom never said that. I mean, close to that. But yeah, pretty much. Like, you know, my mom worked 2 jobs 7 days a week. And I can't even imagine. First of all, I don't want to go for the 5.
Yeah.
Off top. So the fact that our generation prior felt that, you know, I mean, obviously she had a choice to make. Like either my daughter doesn't get everything she wants and I just get weekends off, or I give her everything she needs. And it's so crazy to me because the way that we think, we're like, nah, bro, my daughter, she'll be okay. We'll figure it out. And so I just find that interesting that all the choices that we make, I feel like they're more geared towards how we feel. You know what I mean? Personally. Yeah. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not sure. Because me and my mom will have this conversation and she's like, y'all just don't understand. And I'm like, well, first of all, we're making more money than y'all.
And I feel like, have you noticed that like our parents are so obsessed with us? And it's like this huge obsession, right? Well, don't get me wrong, I love Brooke. I love Brooke to death. But at the same time, I also understand that like at 18, Brooklyn's going to go live her life. And then like my life can't end because hers started. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that like our parents sometimes like can be very, they feel like we not owe them something, but almost feel as if like, I gave you this life.
Yeah. I told them I didn't ask for this.
Yeah, it's like, and granted,
you didn't even plan me.
Exactly. First of all, I was my mother's miracle baby.
Yeah, she was very excited. I was not a miracle. I was surprised to both of them.
No. Yeah, no. My parents, but it's like, you know, even still, like I was their only child. My parents gave me literally like everything. Like I had until probably 29 of any real concept of money.
I was gonna say, let's be honest. Yeah, I thought you were saying like 23. I was like, bitch.
Yeah, no, like 29. When did I start paying bills? 28, 29. Yeah.
September of last year. Right.
August.
Okay, August. Don't leave out that.
Well, really quick, backtracking. What would you do if your man was like, oh, I got in an entanglement?
I laugh because that makes me think like he needs to like be hurt. Like what kind of entanglement? Like what do you mean?
Is it a double knot? A single knot?
Like who?
A little rat.
Where was I at? No. So I mean, it's funny because when I have this conversation with people, they don't believe me, and it's funny because if the person I'm with, I feel like I'm like talking to somebody. Like the person whoever you are, the person I'm with. Seriously, I wholeheartedly in my heart feel this way. If they cheat on me, I'm not taking that person back. Personally.
No, but so cheating, right? So I've actually had this conversation with Corey because we were talking about like some other people that we know, and we were going back and forth between what is considered cheating. To me, you don't have to have sex to cheat. When you are sending, like if a bitch sends you a nude, and like to me that's cheating. Like you don't cheating is not sex. Cheating is like still an act. It's a mental thing. So like
I feel like if my significant other walks out on me, that's his fault. Like he went ahead and decided that somebody else could give him more.
Exactly. You just like, because to me, I'm like, if you cheat, then you're saying I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. No problem. Bet. Got you. Like, because to me, I'm like sending text messages, and I know people have said like that's crazy. I ended a whole marriage over some risky ass text messages. Like, no. To me, I'm like, that is not like.
Yeah, we should have done.
I'm a firm believer that like if you're saying a risky ass text, but also too like I've met some bitches who literally were like, well, I saw a risky text and like it's whatever, like just as long as it doesn't happen again. No, I already know it's not gonna happen again. When a wife, I'm not gonna be here for it to like.
No, and that's the thing. Again. Women like that, it's going to happen again because you didn't do anything.
And you don't respect yourself. How do you not respect yourself? do you expect them to stop when it's like, oh, the worst that happened? Like if we're in a relationship, hell, if we're married and you're sending those type of text messages to somebody, and like the worst that happens is I throw a temper tantrum and I get upset with you for a few days, you are gonna do it again, and I have to sneeze.
Okay, please face that way. So no, seriously, you gotta put your face.
If not, whoa, spin me.
So after this episode, I'll keep you updated on if I catch COVID, because yesterday.
Oh, risky ass fucking behavior.
Do you need to sneeze?
It's gone. It is.
All right. So yesterday we go to dinner with our girlfriends and stuff, and it's inside.
One, very risky. And anybody who knows me knows I don't fucking, I don't do.
I'm just curious of where that's going, because I feel like it's a lie.
No,
just from the way you're talking. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to know.
I don't like. I haven't gone inside to eat. Like I don't go inside.
What have you done? What do you consider not risky? Because I think you were at dinner yesterday with some people you didn't know.
No, I knew them. I don't like them,
but you don't know where they go and who they hang out with.
They hang out with other white people.
So hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
We can edit this in somehow. I guess not.
Oh, like them.
It's on.
No,
But that makes it. Apparently we're classy. Our wine has plastic on it. Trying to show faces, looking for.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're about to go for some brunch. That's gonna be dangerous.
Everything we freaking do is dangerous. Like literally, if I talk to her on Monday, she'll say Friday, Saturday, Sunday she went to the beach, went to a hookah bar, and then had dinner with people that she knew. I'm gonna have COVID by Wednesday. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have that shit.
Yeah, I really am. So,
okay.
Period. Why is that funny?
Because you want a man who makes more than what you do.
Yeah, she's right. I want my equal or better, hopefully closer to the better. That's true.
I don't want an equal. I don't make a lot.
I ain't doing shit. No, I want so I think with life experience, and Brianna can chime in on her experience, I think with life experience comes like a little understanding of like we're all trying to figure it out at the same time. So you look a little big.
Your face is like so sloppy.
Well, you just look a little uncomfortable. Like
yes. Why is it
like you just might like sit up straight a little bit. Yeah. No, as I've gotten older, I've kind of realized that we're all just doing the best we can. And so for me, I want a man who has intentions on more and doing more and being a provider for his family. If he doesn't want to provide, he doesn't want to be the leader of the household.
Yeah, then what am I doing? He's not following. The blind can't lead the fucking blind.
Right. I wouldn't say I'm blind, but I got little impairments. And like, if he doesn't have full glasses on, like.
I need a man who's going to lead my family.
Straight
I
up.
need you to lead the family. Mm-hmm. I need my kids to be able to have a father figure to be able to look up to.
Yeah.
And I need to be able to trust that you are going to be able to make wise decisions that are going to put our family next, like we're going to keep rising because of your leadership. Now, if I'm fucking leading.
Because you're in charge. That you need a man who has too many opinions because you have so many. So like if he has a whole bunch and you have a whole bunch, you're going to feel like bulldozed.
Yeah.
You actually need more of a passive guy that makes a lot of money. Welcome to our TED Talk. I need somebody who. Go ahead, it's not about me yet.
No. Oh, wait. So you think I need someone passive?
You need someone who's passive when you need them to be, and then assertive in certain areas. Like you want somebody who's going to be a planner like this. I booked our restaurant. This is where we're going. But it's more like you are leading. Like you need somebody to be like.
Okay. I thought you were meant like, because I was like, well, that's not wrong.
Well, first of all, it isn't that what I think. I'm single.
No, because I was getting real nervous. So I was like, you know how like, people know you like outside. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So like, I do feel as if like, okay, really quick. So in my current relationship, I feel as if like he's definitely more like, this is where, like, he'll give me 3 restaurants to pick from. I pick the restaurant. Like, you know what I mean? But he'll, like, still give
Because
me,
he knows that you have an opinion on everything.
yeah, well, that's, if you just tell him what pants to put on.
That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in charge. Like, ultimately, because he is. Like, ultimately, you know, like, I trust his leadership. But at the end of the day, I'll, like.
But wear the khakis today.
Exactly. I like the khakis.
Oh my
god, yeah.
Cheers to that. Because that's
funny. I'm going to get a little more of this.
It's fine. So I brought 2 bottles. I like it. Okay, so. All right, we talked about Jada. I feel like I didn't get to finish my thought. You never let me finish my thought.
Sorry.
My whole life I don't get to finish my thoughts.
You're not in charge of me at the duck pond.
Nobody's in charge of me. That's why we fight so much. Because we're both in charge, and that doesn't. But your dad always said I was in charge, so
That's make you feel good.
it worked.
Okay, so really quick, so we talked about Crazy Will and Jada. That's
So,
just not rocking.
The summary of that is that they're in an open relationship. They're swingers. Okay, I picked it up. Yeah, no. Anyways, so the Jada and Will thing, I personally feel like they're in a open swinger relationship. To me, whatever works for you works for you. But he kind of like he wants to cry though when in that video. First of all, he's one of the best actors known to man. So if I was Will, I could cry too.
That's true.
I commend them. Like,
damn, cousin.
Yeah. I don't think there was really a point to this first episode other than for y'all to get to know us.
Welcome.
And I think the only way to get to know us is let us have like candid conversation, which is what we've done. Let's go make some snaps. You do the outro.
So this was our first episode of May I Vent.
Hope y'all didn't log off yet.
Yeah, no, if you did, fuck you, because we're about to be talking about some real shit. Like, I know right now we're doing a lot of rambling, but like, we really want to touch on like mental health, being a millennial and trying to like have it all figured out, career changes. Let's normalize finding love at 40. Let's normalize like starting over at 30. I did. You know what I mean? Shit was fucking tough. I mean, I was 29, but it was still very tough. It wasn't a good time.
Sounds so tough.
I was downhill.
But then
but now it's uphill.
Yeah.
Good. So that's all you need. And I feel as if like we need to normalize not having this idea that at 18, when you first entered college, you need to have it figured out and everything else. And by the time you're 25, you had your whole career.
Right.
And like lined up. Like,
let's be honest, who the fuck
does that?
And if you do, you're weird and don't hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck you. You have your shit chewed together. So it's like, let's normalize.
We're drinking at 3 p.m. on a Sunday.
Exactly. And
we like those people.
Real Americans. So yeah, like I feel like we have so much more to talk about, so much more to dive into, and we want to kind of hear from you guys. What do you want to hear us talk about? What do you want to hear us rant about? Go on tangents about? What have y'all talked to your friends about? Because I mean, even with us, we're like, with our friends, we're like, should we travel to Europe? Should we get on a plane and go to Miami? Should we eat inside at a restaurant? Like, there's so much to kind of like dive into. So we want to hear from you guys. We hope that you kind of enjoyed our talk. We don't need it to be a lot, just a little bit.
Just like the little.
Just a tip. So,
just a tip never works.
It doesn't.
Take it, put it all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, if you enjoy it,
so good, give me the rest.
If you just enjoy just a little bit, that's all we need.
I like all of it.
So we're also working on that. We just have a lot of things to kind of play around with. And we want you guys to come back again for our next TED Talk. This one I was really high. I hope you don't judge me. My titties look a little long.
They will judge you. They will.
They will. I know
because we're millennials and we like to judge everybody. But
that's kind of my shit.
I think that you guys hopefully can appreciate some real ass conversations with real ass life situations.
That's all we need.
A little bit too much wine, probably. But we're happy to be here with you guys. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching us, and stay tuned because we've got so much shit to talk about.
So much more.
So check out. Okay. I was trying to have a tagline, may I vent, but she fucked it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, and tell them what it is.
As I said, so may I vent? Yeah, I don't know. We're working on it. So
this is
cheers.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay. We're gonna vent regardless if you say yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. I love how you did the college, tapped on the table. That is so collegey.
Those are my best years.
That's right, Shine. That's right. All right, you guys, click subscribe. That's what Brooklyn always told me because I literally watch too much YouTube. I'm a bad mom, but it's okay because I have a lot going on. I'm really working through it.
You do the best you can.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do as a single mom. So
let them go.